I've just been taking what's available and unplayed. Yeah, in general, I feel like playing it by ear. I don't know, I'm pretty dead set in my ways when it comes to, like, playing certain deities in a certain way, which probably isn't completely necessary. There's actually, you know, just thinking, or having Sif Muna on the brain here, you can do an interesting run where you play Sif Muna with a, like, very classic sword and board kind of fighter background, and you just use Divine Exegesis to cast spells that you otherwise would have no access to, so you'll be in Golden Plate and you'll be throwing around level 9 spells, which is kind of a silly fun idea. I think more fun than it is practical, but I do always love that. But for the most part, I've been fairly boring in my playing casters or casting deities with blaster casters and not stretching our legs too much beyond the boundaries of expectations. At least so far. Maybe we'll get a little bit more down that road in the future. Let's try to kill a Jib here real quick. Fantastic. And you, my friend, made the mistake of opening the gaps. I love that. No, you didn't know Transmutation was going brain? Yeah, I only very recently, or I guess relatively recently, learned about it, and it's a real shame. But shapeshifting seems really interesting. It's essentially, instead of a spell school, just a separate skill. It's kind of like evocations, that is. So it opens it up to being used by, like, berserkers and stuff, which I think is interesting. But I'm going to miss transmutations for sure, because I feel like I use it on, in some capacity, I use it on every single caster I play. Not always to the same veracity as we plan to on this run, but at least statue form, right? You admire and fear the ruthlessness of the devs. Takes a certain type of person or to perfectly design something that is just masochistic enough, you know? Causes the pain, but gives enough thrill to keep you going, keep you coming back for more. Pretty knife's edge balance, I would assume. But okie dokie, let's learn blast motes, let's learn flame wave. Haven't found any spellbooks this run, so definitely taking a complete opposite approach in that regard. Not by our own choice here, but just by happenstance. Interesting. You really referred to their willingness to chop and rework mechanics, but all that I said too. I mean, you're not wrong as well. I know, I like that the devs have been pretty stalwart in, like, if they think something will make for a good change, they do it. And, you know, they listen to feedback in regards to, like, keeping an open mind to good ideas that come in, but they're not going to completely change things just because players hate it. And it's worked out in the past. I feel like there have been quite a few mechanics that, you know, when you hear it's being removed, you're like, how could you possibly do that? Literally unplayable. Not my dungeon crawler. But then you play it, and it's awesome. Removal of food is kind of like that. You know, it gave a lot of balance to spellcasters. It gave a lot of flavor to the game. Ever since I've gone used to playing without hunger, I don't think I could go back. It'd be interesting to try at some point. In fact, in general, it'd be kind of fun to go through older versions of the games for a lot of those mechanics that got tossed out. But yeah, in retrospect, they were on the right page with that one. They're on the right side of history at the end of it. Generally trust them in truth. This game plays so smooth generally. You know, some people widely disagree, you know. Exactly. I've very much decided, in fact, I decided quite early on that, unsurprisingly, the devs who have been working on the game for years at a much deeper understanding and level than I could possibly imagine, probably know more about what's good for their game than I possibly could. And it's worked out for me in the past. I like pretty much every change. Again, even if it's a mechanic that I loved, I just end up having more fun changing things up. You know, it's a good excuse to explore maybe builds that you've never tried before and all that good stuff. So always good fun at the end of the day. Hello, my friends. Let's take way too much damage blasting you off. Beautiful. Food cave flavor. You know, pun not intended, but will be anytime in the future now. Love that. You played for a bit after food got removed? You didn't know it had been? You were so irritated searching for the documentation for where the butcher key was? Like, I'm trying to pee on these corpses, but it's not doing anything. Or I guess, was it C back in the day? I think it was C, right? And then they like, merged it in with the prey mechanic, or the prey hotkey at least. All I remember is very early on when I started streaming the game and posting the videos, I used to talk about peeing on corpses a bit more often. Usually the play on words not intended in that case. Till someone pointed out to me, and then again, became fantastic. Never gone back. Hello, my kobold friends. Definitely a little bit scarred from our earlier attempt. Oh, these buddies are probably immune to fire, sorry. Yikes. Oh, and they've escaped their home. Trying to be on corpses. I'm on a roll. You know, you gotta put some disrespect on the name, I guess. Unfortunate things of the game compels us to say, oh, definitely, yeah, nothing on my part. I do not encourage the silliness whatsoever. That couldn't possibly be me. Something I was recently talking with some friends about is the fact that my brain works in like double entendres and wordplay to a detrimental level. I don't get to choose whether my brain decides to, like, take the route from A to B to C, and, you know, whatever the logical conclusion of a word is, and it just happens. And, I mean, where it boils down, or where it really comes down to it, I at least can choose whether I voice those, and usually I don't, because I do not agree with what my brain is spouting at me. But it is a compulsion for sure. But okie dokie. I was pretty hyper-focused on just getting away from those Iron Sons of Guns here. But the Amulet of Happiness, Arlec, Regen, and Int +3. That's pretty fantastic stuff. Bit of dexterity loss part and parcel with it, but nothing I would be remiss to part with in the first place here, so that is fantastic. And regen will hopefully work out well for us. Ignite, Poison, Sticky Flame, and Ignition. So, I mean, I would like to become a dragon and Manifold Assault, but the game did just hand us Ignition on a silver platter. Oh, and a Ring of Wizardry while we're at it. Look at that, 96% failure rate. I could cast Ignition right now if I wanted to. Okay, I need to stop. Auto-explore. Can we come to an agreement that area is off limits? I know I could exclude it. That's probably what I should do. But I'm not going to. So maybe, just maybe, work together on this one. Could be beautiful. But there we go. Finally find our economical temple. Couldn't possibly have no Sif twice in a row, right? Perfect. We do not, in fact, have no Sif twice in a row. And so we'll head right on over. Hello, Sif. Thank you for the warm welcome into your definitely not cult. Beautiful. So I guess now it all just comes down to, let's survive long enough that we get everything we need, eh? A gnoll with a longbow. Don't see that every day. Hello, my ranger friend. Very interesting. Well, take care of all of you. Don't put me to sleep. I guess, can you only put me to sleep if you hit me? Did you notice me take strength on a level up earlier? No, so I took intelligence, but as an ogre, you will often get strength by proxy. So we get to benefit from having a slightly larger than expected strength score. Part of what merges it so well with the unarmed Transmuter style is you have pretty solid damage across the board. But again, name of the game right now is living long enough to see that eventuality come to pass. So let's read a couple ID. We at least got our curing, so we don't need to worry too much about poison. Scroll of Immolation is not super helpful. Scroll of Fear is very helpful. But we will keep burning through things. Teleportate. Oh, I'm gonna get myself killed because I'm not paying attention. Okay. Let's read Fear. And you know what? I actually will just come down here for the heal, take you down, and we can definitely deal with you on your own. Beautiful. And same with the water moccasin as well. Should be just fine to handle them by their lonesome. Beautiful. Holy moly. Well, definitely keeping things exciting here, as ogres generally do. +1 quarterstaff, willpower, and intelligence. I mean, it's a stat stick of some sort at least. Intelligence +2, not exactly a game changer by any stretch, but enough to get the ball rolling here, so that is fantastic. More water moccasins. Well, hello there, my friend. Now, lots of lair animals in general here. I'm curious if our lair entrance is going to be hiding somewhere around one of these corners. What you doing in here, Ice Beast? That cannot be comfortable. Hanging out in a sauna when you're composed primarily of very, very meltable ice. I mean, you live your best life, and I love that for you. To each their own, I guess. There we go. Beautiful blast motes. Definitely coming in clutch there to keeping us in one piece. That is fantastic. And let's see what else awaits us here on D8. Not just Ribbit, Cash Nomo. Prince Ribbit, of course. Can't forget the title. Our most illustrious of noble persons. Our frogs people. I guess Kermit would probably have something to say about that. Okay. And first artifact ring, flying 2 pips of negative resistance. Resist corrosion. Not too bad. Making the sound in his honor. It's like the how many gun salute? Is it a 7-gun salute? Instead it's the ribbits of honor here. I'm sure the prince would appreciate it. 21 ribbit salute, exactly. Oh, it's 21. Why did I think 7? Apparently I don't feel like the honored deserve as many shots. That's what it comes down to. Or I'm just, thinking ahead to when the apocalypse takes over and ammunition is in short supply. Gotta reduce that down, unfortunately. We hate to cut corners, we hate to make the hard choices, but needs to be done. But okie dokie, oh my gosh. Just endless corral of whites here. Let's take you upstairs, my friend. We can just reset that. 7 is a factor of 21, you're not wrong. And I would, normally that's where I'd jump at the excuse to prove that I'm definitely not just remembering things wrong or incorrect. I couldn't possibly be. That doesn't sound like me. And instead, it was a math problem for all of you whizzes out there. And you, Cashnova, you passed, my friend. At least, again, that's the lie I'll tell myself. And all of you. But beautiful. Net, not the end of the world. Were you there? Take your price check by mail, please. Of course, of course. Okie dokie. Well, it seems like we've managed to largely recover. Oh, that's an artifact orb of mayhem. Probably a bit too much of a yikes. In +5 could be nice, but I cannot see that being a tenable solution for us. You know, ignition is at 67%. I'm gonna keep training fire magic for a while. You know, at least until I see some reason to change in life. We'll just keep going ahead, business as usual, and assume that we are right until proven otherwise. That's fantastic. Okay, we did find our lair entrance in the end there. Ooh, yikes. This is probably not where I should just stand and fight, but here we are. But I mean, it worked out for us, so not really complaining. So we bypass a barding here. I do always love taking things to their logical extremes where, sure, it makes sense from a balance standpoint why I can't wear barding as an ogre, but couldn't I fashion it into some sort of almost like a weight belt? Or like a lifting belt, I guess is what those are called. Did I kill whatever was invisible here? Oh, I did. How about that? Fantastic. Ah. Green ugly thing. I'm doing way more damage to myself than I'm doing to you. Okay, should have just scorched you from the beginning. My bad. Whoopsie daisies. Definitely overthought that one a little bit. Was getting a little too fancy for our britches, as it were. But that's fine. And then we'll just torch the rest of you. Scorch and torch, baby. Fantastic. Dagger of Flaming. No longer really need here. And that will hopefully pretty much be the floor. Looking like it. Oh, there you are, my white friend. Talking about impulsive thought association every time I talk about whites in this game. I definitely think I'm making some kind of commentary. Usually a fairly correct one, because it's about how they're pretty oppressive, all things considered. And I don't think that's too controversial. Let's read a teleport and just get the heck out of dodge here. Can play that one a little bit safer. And maybe this time for real we can heal up completely. Beautiful. We are back up to 105 health here. Pretty much where we were sitting when our first ogre died. I'm losing track of all time and space here. One of the previous ogres, I guess, is safe to say. Also another stream where I'm feeling very yappy, and so I feel like I've not wet the whistle quite as much as I probably should have. You suspect that white may have been pronounced wicked? Is that wiked? Wicked? Sounds cooler. I do like that. Rhymes with the German ich. Wich? Like wicht? Wich? Interesting. I'm curious about that. I do always really like language in general and kind of pulling it apart and deconstructing it. So that is very interesting. I like that. Will I remember to do it? Almost definitely not, especially since the German ich is not one that comes to me very naturally, I'd argue. Like, a lot of JH words in English have that sound Old English from what I understand, like night. That makes sense. Night? Even like that, like white. What? You know, just adding in that little bit of the guttural. Huh. Well, the more you know, as I pick up so many potions of degeneration. Holy moly. Didn't realize we're having a flash sale here. Well, I will I mean, not take them. I was gonna just go with one of my usual platitudes. I will take that, but I will not, in fact, take that. You do not, in fact, have to hand it to them. And I will instead just keep on keeping on here. Bear in mind, you don't always know what you're talking about. Hey, that's just life. I don't think any of us, I mean, definitely, I would feel pretty good about saying everyone doesn't always know what they're talking about. But even going a bit further, I feel like most of the time we don't really know what we're talking about. Works out alright for the most part, as long as you don't have anything too outlandish that your brain has convinced you of, I guess. Hello, my two-headed friend. Let's need to make sure I do this in a way that's safe, which I did not do. I immediately did it in a way that is very unsafe. But hey, it worked out, so how could it have possibly been wrong if it feels so right? Hello, Amaymon. You can definitely deal a decent chunk of change when you get into things here, but can blast you. Scorpion is annoying more than anything. Am I gonna blast myself into oblivion? Almost, but not quite, so that's good. Nope. I'm out. As soon as the troll comes in from the rear there, I think that's pretty much our cue to just get the heck out of dodge, so that's fine. And otherwise, we'll just keep blasting here. Oh gosh. I'll probably be fine. We'll just head back upstairs. Do we have any safe stairwells? That one's a no. This one is relatively safe, so fantastic. That's where we will make our mark on this world. And no skin from our troll friend, unfortunately. I was definitely hoping to get a minor upgrade to our defensive capabilities here, but that's fine. A couple of wicht for your trouble. Oh, and this time your orange demon friend is hanging out and is around, is present, unfortunately. But okay. Maybe this time, though, I have enough runway, looks like it, that I can just blast you all. Hello there. Don't know why voice decided to go full panic mode when this is probably actually generally okay. Not ideal, but generally okay. Perfect. Then, do I want your demon whip? I'll carry it around for a bit. May or may not come in handy at some point down the road in the future. Ah. Jeez Louise, stop that. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I mean, okay, I at least have good regen, so can heal up enough to risk it all. Gosh darn it. Okay, I'll heal again, please. Could you step towards me, you son of a gun? Oh, I think I made the wrong choice there, going straight. Never mind. They apparently lost us in the interim. I am heading towards unexplored territory at slightly lackluster condition, but I guess sometimes needs must, and we should be fairly clear here. And this is much better, where I can just get them onto the edge of our vision. That's fantastic. Thank you, my Cyclops friend.